Hi, I'm Peter Remiger. I'm the studio manager here at McNally Smith College of Music, and we're going to take a tour of the Mckern Studio Complex, which is where all of the recording magic happens. This room right here is Studio 1. This is one of our newest pieces of equipment. This is the SSL Duality. We have two of these consoles. They're pretty hip. This is serial number 30, I believe. We have number 29 and number 30. They're a really hip console in the sense that it's designed to have software control for ProTools, so it runs Huey fader control, as well as being able to control the analog signal running through the console. All of the routing and all of the major changes that you make is focused right here in the master section, rather than normally you'd have a big routing matrix up on the top. So it's a really cool workflow. It's really easy to adjust parameters anywhere on the console sitting from the mix position. So in all of our rooms here, we're running ProTools HD systems. This room has an HD2 system. The Avalon gear is a 737 and a 747. Focusrite pre's are really cool. Pretty clean, pretty transparent. 550B EQs, we love these things. This here is made by two of our alumni. They own this company, S&M Audio, and they make these EQs for the 500 series racks. We've also got Shadow Hills pre's. We have a few of these in a few different rooms. 1176. We've got some of these LA4s, they're kind of cool. And Aphex gates. This is our 2-inch Studer 827. It's a fantastic tape deck. Studio 2's control room, actually, is almost exactly the same setup as Studio 1's. We try to have two rooms that kind of mirror each other in all throughout the studios. That way we can have multiple classes teaching in the same environment. And it also creates more opportunity for the students at night when they want to book their own sessions. There's more than one room available to them that has the same equipment. So we'll skip the control room because we kind of saw Studio 1. But so this performance area is kind of the same setup as what Studio 1 was. The major difference being we have our studio piano in here, Yamaha C6. Look around, we've got a couple of different ISO booths in here. We've got our drum workshop maple kit in there. We've got the Fender Hot Rod. We've just got some Savage amps, which I'll show you in a bit, which are pretty cool, made by a local company. Also to point out these boom stands we have here, these are Latch Lake. This is also a local company. These stands are awesome. Some of the best boom stands we've ever owned. LatchLakeMusic.com if you're looking for them, they're really cool. They have these different clutches on them than most stands have that don't strip out, basically, rather than having like a threaded wheel or something that you're going to end up stripping out. These things last forever. This is Studio 3, and this is a little bit smaller room. As you can see, we have a 5.1 setup here with the blue sky monitor. And if you look through the window here, you'll see that Studio 3 and Studio 4 share this performance area. In the control room here, we're running the DigiDesign D-Command control surface. You'll notice we don't have a ton of outboard gear. We have an HD3 system with some 500 series equipment, the API pre's, the Shadow Hills pre. So this is kind of a digital setup for the students as opposed to like 1 and 2 where we're looking at this mishmash of analog and digital stuff. This is a pretty much strictly digital environment. We do have a 737 here, just for an analog channel strip. We've got the TC System 6000 reverb unit. This is kind of a smaller room. Studio 5 is a little bit bigger than this. Here's one of our Savage amps that we just got. It's Mach 6, 6 watt. You can see our control room looking here through the window. We've got the Trident console in there. You can see there's an actual card out. Our resident tech, Jeff, is obviously working in here right now. You can see we've got a Trident 80B console in there. It's the same console we have in Studio 5. Great sounding boards from about 1980. These rooms are the first rooms that our students actually get into for learning about signal flow and really getting into the basics of recording. There's a big emphasis on analog. You can see our Otari MTR-90 in there. We also have a Pro Tools HD2 system. I'll walk you in and show you the outboard here. Really great, really musical sounding EQ, great sounding preamps. You can see we have the Mckey HR824 monitors in here. Otari MTR-90 tape machine, 2-inch 24 track. the Avalon 2044 compressor. We've got some Drummer DS201 gates. Really nice really nice compressors. We've got a Drummer compressor here as well as some other time-based effects, some TC electronics, things like that. We start all of the students off using tape, using analog consoles, because frankly all the digital stuff is designed based on how all that works. You know, you got to learn to walk before you run. Right here we've got our ProTools Lab. We've got 3 different computer labs back here in the studio complex. We're running LE systems on all of these with the Mackie controllers, the Huey controllers there. We've got Pro Tools, Logic. We've got another little production room in the back there, another small studio, also running an LE system. This is our Midi Lab. And you can see it's a giant mess of MIDI gear and cables and computers, and it's totally a, tossing students into a realm where they've got to hook everything up. Every time a student goes in this room, they've got to hook up all the MIDI cables, all the audio cables. It really forces everybody to get into signal flow. This is Studio 10. This is where we have a combination of different classes. This is kind of a more modern studio setup. Probably the favorite room of everybody for outboard gear. Again, we've got a lot of 500 series stuff. More S&M EQs, more API EQs. This year's a Great River mic pre, made by Dan Kennedy. He's right across the river from us, again, another local company, the EQ2NV. We've got these purple MC77s, which are really similar to 1176s. This is our Ampex half-inch 2-track machine. A lot of guys can't afford to use tape or don't want to pay for the maintenance of having a 2-inch multi-track tape machine, obviously. So what they'll do is they'll mix in Pro Tools, and when they get their final mixes, they'll bounce down to a 2-track machine like this to get that analog warmth. These Vocal Twin 6s, which we're also running in conjunction with a Blue Sky subwoofer. Furman multi-cue headphone systems, so everybody can have their own mix. We usually have boxes in the control room, boxes out in the performance area, so everybody gets their own mixer for their headphone mix. One other new thing that we just got in here is the Dangerous Monitor ST, which is really a cool, really popular monitor controller these days. I'm Peter Remiger, and I'm the studio manager here at McNally Smith College of Music.